everyone, Linda Israel here, and today I'm going to show you how to alter envelopes. Basically, think of it this way. It's an envelope that you received in the mail. You may have opened it across the top like this one has been opened, and instead of throwing it away, we're going to alter it or decorate it to be reused again. Here's a couple of examples that I have here in front of me of other envelopes that I have altered. Basically, the idea is that I added an additional flap, and then I sewed around the edges, and of course I've distressed and then decorated. This particular one, if you don't have a sewing machine, you could try this as well. This is washi tape that I've added a little flap. I put a little thing here to hold it in place, and then it opens completely up so that it can be written inside. Or you could go down the sides with washi tape and close it back up again. So let's show you how this works. The first thing that I need to do is cut the envelope. Now, in my case, I am trying to keep my envelopes a certain size, and that size is 7 1/4. So all I'm going to do is just go onto my cutting device. In this particular case, it's a cutter, paper cutter, and I'm going to trim this down to be 7 1/4 inches long. And I'm going to save this piece. I'll show you a little trick that I did with that one. Remember this piece on the envelope that I cut off? Well, I've saved it, and here's what I started doing with them. I started making another little pocket out of them by folding down the edges like so, and then I can distress or paint or color, and I'll show you what it looks like in a journal. So here's one that I made out of a different envelope. I stamped on this side in here, and it is sewn on 2 edges. And then here it is on the other side, stamped, stamped, and then distress, and now that becomes a little corner tuck spot. So save those little bits left over and add them into your journal. Alright, so now I have trimmed this down. I'm going to put my cutter away because I want to open this envelope up all of the way. So I'm going to take my pair of scissors and I'm going to go right in here where this crease is. Now if you're really anal and you want a perfect cut, you could go on your paper cutter, but I'm just going to use my scissors. So that's opened all the way up. This particular little flap wasn't glued all the way down, so I've just got a glue stick. And I'm going to go in here and add some glue right along where that's supposed to be stuck, so it will be attached back to the envelope again. So now I have this particular piece here, and we need to distress it and get it ready for adding new items on it. Now you can distress this in a numerous amount of ways. You can spray it, you can ink it. I think this time I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to ink it with some distressed ink. So I've got black soot and my distressing tool. I may not use the distressing tool the whole time, but what I do like to try to do is obscure what was the address on it. So I'll just kind of go around this and add some distressing. Some of this is going to get covered up anyway, but I want to add just a little bit more distressing, if you will. Now I know that this is my back of my envelope and that it sticks up, so I've got a couple of little things. I think that'll look good. So I'm going to add some color here. I hadn't had a complete plan until I started turning the camera on to see how this is going to go together. And I think this guy can go right here, but he needs some distressing as well. So I've got some vintage photo. I'm going to go around this little skull and crossbones and give it some more color. Now I think it has this dirty, grungy look to it. So I'm going to glue this over here on this side. In this particular case, since I have it here on my desk, I'm going to use a glue stick. Now I'm going to put this in my spray box, and I've got some glimmer mists. I think I have some orange here, so I'm going to add a little bit of orange. That kind of adds a little more color. It almost looks like it's got blood dripped on it. Now to decorate the front of this, I've got a couple of little things here that I've set aside. So I've got a little piece of paper that was left over from putting some other things together, and I think I'm going to glue that across the top here. This image here, as well as this one, is from Calico Collage, and I think what I want to do is make a little new address label. I've got some cheesecloth here, and I want to give some color to that cheesecloth with some vintage photo distress ink, so it's not so pristine white. I'm going to lay this across where the address label goes, and I'm going to glue the Happy Halloween right on top of it. So I'll make sure it's kind of spread out just a little so it can be seen. There we go. I'm just using Aleene's tacky glue to glue this in place. I'm going to place it right on top of the cheesecloth that I colored, and because I'm doing that, it will kind of push through that cheesecloth and it'll be adhered into place. Now I want to add a flap to this new envelope that I've made, and I think I've cut this at the wrong size, so I want to add this flap right across the top here, but before I do that, I want to add some distress ink to it. So I'm going to use the pad and go directly onto the paper. Now that I have this colored, I'm going to do both sides. I just remembered, you're going to see the inside as well. Alright, y'all, I'm getting it. Alright, so I line up the pieces as close to flush as possible. If you're a person that needs it perfected, you could cut this piece of paper on the envelope so that it's nice and clean. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it looks kind of cool with it's not matched up, and you're not really going to see it that much when I put washi tape on top. What I like to do is go ahead and trim the other end even, and then I'll flip this over. If you pull the washi tape away from the direction it's going to be folded, it won't rip your page. If you're pulling it towards you, like I'm doing, and don't put your fingers on the edge, it will rip, because washi tape is stronger than you think. And then I found if I just take this and fold it over, and I'll use my bone folder to smooth this out and get a nice crease on it. And then I'm going to take these corners and fold them in so that they look like an envelope should look. I'll use the glue stick, since I've got it out, to adhere this into place so that they are staying down. You could cut them off, but I like the added texture it gives when you fold it over. And I don't waste a piece of paper going into the trash or another pile. So here's so far what I've got going on. Now I need some kind of closure to put on here. Inside the sticker pack that I got on sale are a few things, and I think this one that says Boo, it has a pop dot on it, so all I need to do is make sure that I place this in such a way that it can fold right on there, like so. And then on this side, I need postage in a sense. And I think what I want to do is use Trick or Treat. And we'll put that where the postage should be. And here's some stars. Let's use these stars. If you're like me, if you don't use all of it, then you end up with this hodgepodge of things that don't have a home. But this gives me a good start to use up all this stuff. So here we are with the outside of the envelope. Now this particular one, I think I want to go ahead and, I don't know if I want to sew this. Maybe I'll just leave it like it is. So you could finish right there and it would be an envelope that opens all the way up, or you could go down the sides with your sewing machine or with washi tape, and then you would have a finished envelope. So let's show you again the other envelopes. This is my card that I'm going to put inside. One of my friends on the Friendly Junk Journal people sent me some digital images, so I thought that was really cute. So I thought, well, that'll be cute inside, because you got Boo, and then you got Scaredy Cat's Welcome. And then this one says Happy Halloween. On here, what I did was I had a die cut, and I laid it over there, and then I took my distressing tool and went around that, and then when I removed it, it left the kitty cat. I stamped the word Boo. This is from the Calico Collage All Hallows Eve digital set. This was another one of the images that my friend sent me, Janice, I believe it was. Here's one I made as well. This one is sewed down the sides, and it says, Hiss and hark, draw close and tremble, 'tis this night that ghosts assemble. And that is from Calico Collage, as well as this little image in the corner. And then this one, I made the flap, and I use a ticket that was from Calico Collage. Inside, I have a card that I made by using a die cut here of a circle, and then I used my distressing tool to go around, and I also sprayed it with some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists. And here's another one of the kitty cats that I just went ahead and glued down. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my little tutorial of how to alter an envelope, that maybe you'll look at the envelopes that you get in the mail a little differently and use them in your junk journals or other crafts, or even put a new address label on them and mail them back out. If you have any questions, please like, comment, subscribe down below. And of course, please feel welcome to join the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. We'd love to have you there, and we're there to help you your love of junk journal, paper arts, and whatnot. Or if you've never done it, come in and ask questions, and we'll help you with that. Again, thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye.